Good afternoon, Musketeers. It's November 13th, 2015. I'm Grant Vance.
And I'm Libby Schwab. This is Xavier News.
From the Xavier University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
Xavier President Father Michael J. Graham recently hosted the Your School, Your Questions Forum, in which students were given the opportunity to directly address Xavier's administration. The event was inspired by the controversial registration of University of Missouri President Timothy Wolf raising question on the issue of administration transparency. Students submitted questions and concerns via SurveyMonkey to be properly addressed during the event. Father Graham and SGA Legislative President Josh DiVincenzo were happy with the results, claiming that students took the opportunity more seriously than expected.
Cintas Center has announced the second phase to the renovations the venue will go through. It is part of the 7-year, $25 million plan. Athletic Director Greg Christopher said, quote, "This phase is all about the fans. We're looking for more areas for fans to gather," end quote. The plan will include a capacity extension to the arena. Approximately 40 courtside seats will be added, as well as 32 living room lodge-style seats and a new section called the Lookout. This section will hang over the student section and include its own buffet. The capacity will increase from 10,250 to about 10,370. Cintas Center will also be adding a courtside club for those in the lower level, and the Joseph Club will be renovated for better access to the space. All the changes will be ready for the 2017-2018 school year. Hundreds of local children live on little more than a school lunch every day and do not know where their meals will come from on the weekends and over breaks. Childhood Food Solutions is looking to put an end to childhood hunger in the Cincinnati area. Reporter Lydia Rogers has the story.
Summer vacation is almost here, but this is bad news for some. Children won't be receiving school lunches, and this is a problem for low-income families. The organization Childhood Food Solutions, which is based in the Roll Hill Community Center, aims to address this problem and ensure that food-insecure children have the means to get the nutrition they need.
When you think about it, although kids get plenty of food at school, that's only 180 days a year, and the other 185, their brains are developing, but they aren't necessarily getting all the food they need.
When Tony noticed this need for food, he tried to find practical ways to provide it for the children.
We tried putting more food into the local food pantry, but many of the moms didn't have a car and didn't have any way of getting to the food pantry. We tried working through local churches, but generally speaking, the people in this area don't go to church. We finished up, we said, what we're going to do, we're going to put sacks of food in the hands of children.
Childhood Food Solutions tackles childhood food insecurity by delivering these sacks of food directly to children on weekends, school breaks, and during the summer. The food sacks are lightweight and made up of high-calorie nutritional food items. The sacks are then directly distributed to the children living in Roll Hill villages, as well as the local elementary school. Childhood Food Solutions is currently tasked with coming up with enough food for the upcoming summer break.
The children go on a vacation that lasts very nearly 3 months. And we know that hunger is worse late in the month because all the early month government benefits run out by about halfway through the month. So our big project right now is to feed as many children as we can during the last 2 weeks of July. They miss 200,000 lunches. We want to get 16,000 sacks of food into the hands of our 16,000 kids.
So far, Childhood Food Solutions has made a powerful impact on the lives of those they reach.
One kid wrote to us a thank you note and said, "We shared our food with our cousins and they smiled. I've never seen my cousins smile before."
Just seeing the little kids with the bags, because they get so excited. It's so cute.
The organization's mission is not a simple one-time fix. It will take continuous dedication and part of the local community to continue to make a difference. Reporting for Xavier News, this is Lydia Rogers.
Star Wars fanatic Daniel Fleetwood unfortunately passed this week from terminal cancer after getting to see Episode 7, The Force Awakens, early. A campaign was initiated in honor of Daniel's wish to see the new film, in which friends, family, and supporters petitioned with videos and fan art in order to give him the opportunity. The hashtag #ForceForDaniel flooded Twitter in light of the campaign, encouraging cast members such as newcomer John Boyega tweeting, quote, #ForceForDaniel, glad you got to see the movie. More importantly, that you slept in peace. God bless you, man. You inspire me, end quote. His wife Ashley was very supportive of Daniel throughout his fight. In light of his death, Ashley said, quote, Daniel put up an amazing fight to the very end. He is now one with God and the Force, end quote. Rest in peace, Daniel, and may the Force be with you.
An $18 million Hilton Garden Inn will be coming to Cincinnati. It will be located at Keystone Park on Dana Avenue, managed by Brandy Corp Management. The 6-story hotel will be considered upscale but mid-price and offer 140 rooms. Construction will begin in December, starting with the garage, and should be finished by October 2017. R. Todd Smith, the president of Lexington Management, is excited about the announcement, saying, quote, this is a brand that is needed and missing in the market area. It will be complement to I-71 development, end quote. A local nonprofit is partnering with Xavier's communication department to foster entrepreneurial spirit in the community. My very own co-anchor Grant Vance brings us the story.
A new partnership sponsored by Xavier's Communication Arts Department is giving students the opportunity to assist local entrepreneurial organization, Mortar.
Mortar is a 501c3 nonprofit that is located in Cincinnati, and our main purpose and goal is to create opportunities for entrepreneurs to get the information and knowledge that they might not have. So we have a 9-week course where entrepreneurs come through our program. They learn all of the intricacies of starting a business, figuring out who they are, what they represent, and how to find the customers that will best suit their needs.
Mortar's partnership is being run through Dr. Wendy Maxian's Writing for the Media course.
So the partnership between my media writing class and Mortar is primarily a way for students to get a hands-on writing experience instead of me making up hypothetical assignments about things to write about or for a pretend client. Students are able to actually create writing that has an immediate impact.
This is the first time for a lot of us in writing this kind of material. So getting the chance to actually work with real people on their actual projects is a really great learning opportunity.
Several businesses, such as Brick, are already in development.
What we do is we actually create locations for our businesses and other entrepreneurs to utilize so that they can actually benefit from being in prime locations where they benefit from just having the ability to reach customers that they normally wouldn't be able to reach. So what we've come up with is a model of pop-up shops. Whereas our business is called Mortar, our pop-up shops are called Brick, because we feel like with that space component and the mortar coming together, those two things collectively build a healthy business community.
This is news investigator Grant Vance with Xavier News. Longtime fans of actor-performance artist Shia LaBeouf were treated on Wednesday with his experimental All My Movies project. Angelic Film Center screened his entire slate of 27 films in reverse chronological order, inviting fans to join LaBeouf in the experience. If you're a fan not residing in the New York City area, you could still be a part of the event through a live stream of LaBeouf watching the films throughout their entire runtime. From Dumb and Dumberer to Eagle Eye, it was surely a wholesome marathon.
The 4th Republican debate was on Wednesday night. The GOP field for the primetime debate was shortened as Governor Christie and Governor Mike Huckabee were demoted to the first debate of the evening. There were several candidates who really shone through, like Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz. Unfortunately for the former governor of Florida, Jeb Bush, he was once again outperformed by his competition. CNN writer Jeremy Diamond said, quote, he still appeared awkward at times and let up too easily where other candidates would have pressed further, end quote. It certainly will be interesting to see what happens with the GOP come the primary elections starting in February. That's all from the news desk. Stay with us for Corey Reish with the Xavier Sports Report.
Hey there, Musketeers, and welcome to another edition of the Xavier Sports Report. I'm Corey Reish, and let's get started. In the realm of professional sports, the Cincinnati Bengals will be playing under the lights this week as they head to Monday Night Football to take on the Houston Texans in the jungle. The Bengals are undefeated heading into Week 10 of the regular season and are the first team in the history of the AFC North to do so. They look to extend their historic run against the Houston Texans, who have been more entertaining to watch on Hard Knocks than on the turf this season, posting a 3-5 record. With the Texans dealing with injuries and inconsistent play on both ends of the field, look for the Bengals to capitalize. My prediction, Andy Dalton and his supporting cast to put up points as Carlos Dunlap and Geno Atkins take care of work on the other side of the ball. I mean, at this point, I don't know how you bet against these guys. Bengals win big, 34-13. For the second time this season, it came down to a breakaway counter as top-seeded Georgetown escaped with a 1-0 win against fourth-seeded Xavier on Thursday in a Big East rematch in the semifinals as the ball just would not go in the net for Andy Fleming's team. The Musketeers will learn their postseason fate during the 2015 NCAA Tournament Selection Show on Monday. Women's soccer fell short in Big East tournament play to the Butler Bulldogs 2-1. Early in the first half, sophomore Kennedy Carlson won a foot race down the sideline and hit sophomore Skylar Groth inside the 18 for her third goal of the season. The Musketeers got off to a tremendous start, but Butler then responded with 2 unanswered goals and some stingy defense to close out the game. Although the Muskies finished their season 1 game short of 500, freshman Samantha Dewey was unanimously selected to the Big East All-Freshman team. While the future looks bright, let's give a shout to the senior players capping off their final game. Now, people, it is time to rejoice. The weather is getting colder and college basketball is set to begin. Tonight caps the first look of the regular season basketball we see from Chris Mack's squad since the bitter loss in last year's Sweet 16. Look for them to rally and rebound as they take the floor against the University of Miami, Ohio tonight at home. On the other side of the ball, Xavier women's basketball tips off this Saturday as part of the Lauryn Hill Tip-Off Classic as we remember the inspirational story and legacy of a courageous young woman. Brian Neal and his team take on the Evansville Purple Aces of the Missouri Valley Conference to start the regular season. Now, that's it for the Xavier Sports Report. Let's pack up the Cintas Center tonight and remind everyone why Xavier has some of the best home court advantage in the country. See you there, Muskie Nation. So for everyone here at Xavier News, I'm Corey Reish, and let's go X.
Is Xavier News.